Dear friends and family, hi, hello, how are you? I'm at Walla Deus area, and the sun is out, which it hasn't been for like 2 days straight. If you've seen my journey of trying to reach Leah on time, Mom said not to rush, but I would like to. I'd like to spend the whole day. Um, but I feel like my body's adapting, you know? I'm still pedaling, and it's day three of going like 60 plus, which is great because apparently that's what I'm gonna have to do every day once I get to the border of Mexico and going through Central America. That's just what I'm gonna be doing. I had a great day though. Um, Alex and Ben stayed in a hotel last night, and they said it'd be okay if I came in for breakfast, and boy did I. I had 8 mini waffles, which is just two regular sized waffles, one with butter and syrup, and the other one with butter, syrup, and peanut butter. I had like 3 or 4 glasses of milk, and that has been messing me up all day. Milk is a wild, wild thing, but so good. I love milk. God, it is delicious. Um, I stopped a couple hours into my ride. Oh yeah, I chatted with a few guys that we keep like leapfrogging each other, so we'll keep seeing each other on the road, which is really fun. And we finally got to sit down and talk a little bit longer. Paul and Dan. Dan is a little bit older. Paul's a little bit younger. Paul seems to have a British accent. I'm not sure. European, but not in the French way or German way. So like Southern Isles kind of way. Kingdom, UK, somewhere in between Ireland and Britain, or maybe Wales. I got to live out my fantasy of being the child of Hephaestus, which is just the smithing, forging god. But if you know Percy Jackson, it just means that you're really mechanically savvy, like a car mechanic or somebody who builds robots. But basically, something was up with my chain, and like by the end of fixing it, I'll show a picture, but my hands were just completely covered in like this black grease, and I solved the problem. At least I thought I did. It's better than it was before. The bike works, and it wasn't like the third gear wouldn't pedal when I was in third gear. But I was slow today, and the only reason I got to my destination before dark is because the wind changed. But I felt like I was hauling it once the wind changed. Um, a nice lady stopped me while I was at. I'm really liking the small towns all around here. But anyways, the small lady stopped me. And yesterday was great too. Let me tell you guys about yesterday. I roll into Fort Bragg, and to me, it feels like nighttime because I've been biking all day. I've been waking up at like 5:30 every day, and then I'm like, "Is this a farmer's market? What's happening? There's a street blocked off." And yes, it was a farmer's market at like 4:35 p.m., which was really cool. And I performed a little bit of guitar, just a little bit outside the just a little bit outside the farmer's market because I'm not ready. I'm not at that level yet, and I didn't want to ruin the vibe. Anyways, I got $10, my first busking money. Woo! Um, you did say I haven't heard you play yet, but that'll help get you there. So no money from people who heard me play, but I had my little sign out that says biking from Portland to Costa Rica, and it has my Venmo. Anyways, the $10 was great. I didn't really have a place to stay, and so another biker man stopped me and was like, "Hey, where are you going?" That happens probably about once a day. And I was like, blah 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 blah. And he's like, blah 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 blah. I've got a friend that maybe you can talk to. Here's my email. And I don't know why in the moment I was like, hey, I need a place to sleep tonight. Can I crash in your front yard? Anyways, I forgot to do that. And I was like, because I wanted a shower and I wanted a safe place to sleep overnight. Because I went to the public library immediately after. I was like, is there anywhere in town where I can sleep for free legally? And they're like, no, that doesn't really exist. Yeah, that makes sense. Um, Anyways, leaving the library, and another man came up to me and was like, "Where are we going?" I said, "I'm not lying." We had a conversation. I said, "Hey, can I crash in your front yard?" And then he didn't answer. And I said, "I'm sorry. I understand. Thank you. Goodbye." I started getting ready to go, and then we started turning in different directions. He said, "Follow me." I said, "All right." But then things were tense. Things were tense immediately after that. Like he wasn't exactly happy to be doing me the favor, which I suppose makes sense. And then I thought I had communicated that I was traveling with two friends and that they might need a place to stay. But then when I got home and I kept talking about my two friends, he was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" And there was a little bit of a language barrier. I couldn't figure out at first where he was from or like what language he was comfortable in. English was hard. It was very hard to understand him. He seemed to have difficulty understanding me. Spanish. He speaks Spanish. I tried to bring out my Spanish. About equally as bad as the English, not worse. Um, so that was also frustrating him, language barrier. And then he kind of had this great. I really don't like when people smile, but they're not happy. That's very frightening. Anyways, I'm at his place. And he's like, you can put your bike in here, you can put everything in here. And I was sitting on the couch, and then another guy came in, and then basically he just reiterates the story, except he's like, he asked me for a place to stay, and I say okay. And then when he gets here, he says two of his friends are coming, which is not. Again, I was asking, I was like, is it okay? And he was like, well, they're coming. And no, they weren't coming. They were finding a hotel. They don't want to spend an unpleasant night with a potentially scary man. And I didn't particularly want to either. But he let me shower, and that was fantastic. And realistically, he was a very nice man, and he had good posters. He even shared his quesadilla with you. And I said, no, I'm all right. And he said, no, I didn't ask if you were all right. And smiles. But in again, a way that frightened me. But very nice, very nice. His posters were like, I think, anti-fascist, um, which is great. Yeah. Safeway's hours are also great. 5 a.m. to 12 a.m. I'll take it. I will take that restaurant. So that was actually yesterday, and then this morning is when I had breakfast at the hotel, and that was awesome. It was so good. I also had 2 bowls of cereal on top of the 4 glasses of milk. I love milk. And I biked and I biked and I biked, and I lived out my Hephaestus dream. Though I could be better. Um, I met the sweet old lady. I got this stuff for dinner. I don't usually treat myself this well. The bananas from the hotel breakfast. So I bought an onion, jalapeno, tomato. I already had the beans. I think it's gonna be really good. I'm missing an oil. I'm missing a fat. So I guess it's just gonna have to be a water replacement. I'm just gonna have to keep the water level low while these things cook. But I'm still very enthused. My legs feel good again. I feel like I was starting to reach a flow state. Oh, I wanted to talk to you guys about the book. I started listening to audiobook Anna Karenina, and I think that really helped me get closer to just focusing on the road. I'm really enjoying the sun. It's been cold by the coast here. It really changes really quickly. Oh, I also took a 1.5 to 2 hour detour because on the road, I was just following the road. I was just looking at the road, and I was like, I just go straight forever, and that's what I do every day. I stay on the one. I used to stay on the 101. It's just a highway, and so I was doing that, and then I was like, man, it's getting warmer. Look at all these redwoods. I didn't notice anything was up, but I was really enjoying it. I finally had a wind at my back, which has been rare these last few days. So I was making great time. And then I stopped to use the restroom and I pulled out my phone and I said, I look really far inland. And I'm not. Is my GPS right? I don't think it's right. And then it was right. And I was about an hour just inland. And I had to backtrack. I couldn't just keep going forward. There was no like turn to make. So I just had to backtrack that hour, and then that felt really bad. In my defense, I was just it was followed on the straight same looking road, but I was supposed to make like a sharp right over a bridge, which makes sense. I know I'm supposed to stay by the shore, and I didn't. And but mentally, that didn't fatigue me as much as ordering a bad burrito, which happened 3 days ago. It wasn't a bad burrito. I didn't like it. Ben said it was fine, but it had bacon. Could you hear any of that? Are you kidding me? Oh my god. But it had bacon. I'm just gonna hope if you really turn the volume up, you can hear it. And now you can turn the volume back down. It had bacon, which I don't appreciate. I didn't notice, but it was a miscommunication. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. But it was so upsetting. I spent $20 on the burrito, and um, I guess. Oh, and this morning I also, because I got out of that guy's house at like 5:30 a.m. I went to a lovely little coffee shop where the lady was so nice, so nice. And so I'd like to put her, not put her, but put the little advertisement, a little small advertisement saying she was awesome. This place was cozy and it offered me respite when I needed it. Okay. Oh, Anna Karenina is really good. I think I just like romance style films. I think that's just what I enjoy. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.